We're live, by the way.
Oh. Start the show.
John Rice. Yo, so JR, just a heads up. With the last two topics, the wild card is something weird that happened in the sports news that we want to talk about, and the walk-off is we can talk about whatever we want.
As long as it's not Deflategate, I'm good.
Me too.
Well,
Okay, good. We're not talking about Deflategate. Let's start the
Yes! Yes!
I'm hosting the show this week. We are not talking about Deflategate.
Hey.
It is not happening.
You know what? The Greg Hardy suspension does tie into Deflategate, though.
Oh my
Tom
god.
Brady.
All right.
This is my reaction to that.
Let's get it started.
All
Yeah,
right.
are you ready?
Are you coming back?
There you are.
All right.
You ready, JR?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, welcome to another episode of the Sports Pulse. I am Brian Brennan.
I'm Ethan Winter.
And joining us today, special guest, friend of the show, the commissioner, the ultimate scrub of Scrub Nation, the commissioner of Scrub Nation, Mr. Jonathan Rice, a.k.a. JR. Introduce yourself.
What's up, Scrub Nation?
So, yeah, he's replacing Sean today since Sean went to the Orioles game and we haven't heard from him since yesterday.
He may be, driving back from Baltimore. I think it's a bit of a trip to Frederick from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Remembering from when we went to the Orioles game a couple of weeks ago, it took him like an hour and a half or so, and that was including traffic. So
It's either that or he may be lying in a ditch somewhere.
Which you never know with Baltimore. You are correct. Anything can happen in that city. So anyway, we are waiting on Sean. He was invited to the hangout, so he can hopefully join in whenever he's actually found, and we confirm that he is alive and well, and he can come on the show. So with Sean out of the way, we'll start this week with a recap of the first half of the Major League Baseball season. Today is Sunday, July 12th. A.k.a. the last day of the first half of the regular season. Just about every game has been played every game has been played today except for the Cardinals and the Pirates, who play tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN. And the first half is just about over. Everything's pretty much set for the All-Star game to be played in Cincinnati in 2 days. Very interesting first half of the season. I know you guys, your team's not been exactly great to start.
Shut up, Brian.
I'm just looking at the standings right now, man.
Yeah. Well, with the exception of this weekend when Clay Buchholz tapped out on Friday and Wade Miley just sucks, the Red Sox have actually made quite the surge the past couple of weeks. They were 10 games back at one point, but now they're only 6.5 games back. We would have liked it if they were only 2.5 games back, but of course that didn't happen.
Nope.
And so things were looking up, but now not as enthusiastic.
I would say so.
Heading into All-Star weekend.
After the past weekend. And by the way, Ethan, I just want to let you know that after watching some of the broadcasts this weekend and hearing a lot of the comparisons between Brock Holt and Xander Bogaerts, I would say that Bogaerts deserves to make the team over Holt 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't have voted him I know you went on a Twitter onslaught about that, but I probably wouldn't have voted for him because of Gardner, but I would have at least put him on the team over Brock Holt.
Yeah, I mean, Xander Bogaerts has 43 RBIs this season. That's the most of any AL shortstop. He's actually second in fielding percentage also. He leads all AL shortstops in WAR and is hitting over 300. So
yes.
to me, I don't know why he didn't make the All-Star team. Meanwhile, Brock Holt made a key error in Friday night's game that led to the Yankees. I think it was a 3-run.
I was going to say that I wasn't really impressed with his fielding this weekend at all.
I mean,
few plays. That wasn't the only one where where his fielding was shaky to me. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to introduce what song we're starting the show with this week.
All right.
Since I'm not here, or since Sean's not here, he's lost all privilege in choosing the top song for the week. So we kicked off this week's show with "Down for Whatever" by Ice Cube.
All right.
In my opinion, at least. Sean hopefully will edit it in.
And then just resuming the Brock Holt talk.
Yes.
I mean, he's a part-time player. He's a utility player. He doesn't play every day. He only has like 22 RBIs. He's hitting under 300. I mean, he's close to 300, but it's still under 300. And I just thought Brock Holt was an overall better choice. I mean, I'm still happy for Brock Holt, but I mean, Xander Bogaerts totally should have made the All-Star team over him.
Definitely. I would agree.
Yeah, do you have anything to chime in on?
Hold on. Where am I? I lost myself.
No, you're here. We hear you.
We still have you.
I can't see it. How do I?
All right, it's fine.
It doesn't matter if you can't see it, as long as you can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. There we go.
There you. Oh, come on, JR. This is why you're the commissioner, man.
I wanted Xander. I personally know Xander Bogaerts. I wanted him in the All-Star game.
Hey, you talked to him a few times when he was down in Portland.
Yes.
Do you have his text do you text him every now and then too? You have Xander
Yes, I do.
Man, what up?
I remember the day he got called up. He got walked out of the clubhouse.
That's awesome. That's funny.
That's pretty impressive to say that somebody that or that somebody you worked with in a way is now playing in the major leagues and is a starting shortstop in the major leagues. That's pretty cool to say.
Yeah, dude, and he's only 22 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Younger than us.
But moving on to the rest of baseball,
right.
It's been a very interesting first half of the season. We've had a few surprises, a few less impressive, a few not as big surprises, such as the Cardinals being in first place in the NL Central. They've been really
cheaters.
Oh, please. Anyway, but we've had a few, surprises. The Astros have really struggled lately, but before that, they've lost 6 in a row. But before that, they were in first place at least one point. They were up 5 games on the Angels. Now they're in a first place tie with the Angels.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Astros kind of fallen to earth.
And another surprise is the Minnesota Twins. They are in second place in the AL Central. They actually are in first place in the wild card too. And so, I remember at the beginning of the season when we did our baseball preview show, everyone had the Twins in 4th or 5th place.
Right.
Heading into the season. And they really played really well this season. Brian Dozier.
Miguel Sano. Woo, 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 woo.
He's so good.
He's a well-deserved All-Star. He just got named to fill in for Jose Bautista in the All-Star game. He doesn't have the average, but he definitely has the power. I think he has 19 or 20 home runs this season.
And he's a dark horse for the MVP at this point in time.
Yeah, in the American League.
Especially if the Twins keep doing well and
make the playoffs,
potentially hold on to this wild card, Brian Dozier, you have to talk about as being a legitimate MVP candidate. I think anybody who follows baseball knows what happened on Friday night with the Twins and the Tigers, Friday being July 10th. at Target Field, Brian Dozier hit a walk-off home run. I think the Twins were down 5-1 in the ninth inning, and they ended up coming back to win on a 3-run walk-off shot by Brian Dozier, who continued to cement his case as, being right now one of the hottest players in the league. And like you said, even though the average isn't there.
Yeah, and it also, I think it was his second walk-off in as many nights as well. Or
really?
He might have had 3 walk-offs last week, which is, he really boosted his, or tried to boost his All-Star candidacy. And I guess Ned Yost noticed his performance this past week. And he chose him rightfully so, although, as we talked about earlier, Ned Yost apparently did not see Xander Bogaerts' first half.
Yeah, but anyway, the Twins, of course, being a big surprise. I think the Tigers being 8 games back is a little bit of a surprise considering the amount of talent that they have.
Right.
The Royals, I think, winning the division and being better than they were last season right now isn't really a surprise. Even though their fans are, very annoying and stuff ballot boxes like crazy.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump wins the presidency, we should look to Kansas City, Missouri as for why. By the way, I'm gonna seriously investigate that. But
right. And Alcides Escobar, he should not be starting the All-Star game.
No, he shouldn't.
And
at least they saved us from Omar Infante starting the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That would have been... It's still an embarrassment, but
yeah.
That would have been icing on the cake. In the National League, I guess,
not really a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
The 3 teams that are going to be in first place at the All-Star break, you kind of expect to be there.
Yeah.
The Nationals, the Cardinals, and the Dodgers. You'd expect those teams to be in first place. For a while, the Mets kind of hung around in first place in the division, but they've kind of fallen back to earth a bit.
Aren't the Mets just around 500 everyone else?
They're 47 and 42, looking at their record right now.
So their Mets are really playing to what people expected them to be, which is a team hovering above 500 or around
right
500.
Around that mark. And of course, in the Central, right now you have 2 of the best teams in the NL and arguably in baseball. You have the Cardinals, who have 56 wins, to lead all of baseball. You have the Pirates, who are tied for second in wins with 52, tied with the Kansas City Royals. So, pretty legitimate chance that one of the NL champion could come out of the Central Division, whether it be the St. Louis Cardinals or the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't think either of those teams doing well this year is a surprise. I think Cubs doing well. What's everybody laughing at?
JR was just saying, let's talk Scrub Nation. Why not?
What do we have to talk about in Scrub Nation?
Mid-season preview, Brian. Come on. It's not my fault you ended up in the cellar this year.
In the cellar this year? Are you kidding me? I made it to the semifinals.
Yeah, that's the cellar in my standards.
I'm going to lose to Pat in the finals again.
We should have a Scrub Nation home run derby. Speaking of home run derbies, the MLB home run derby.
All right, let's get back on track here.
Tomorrow night, Monday, July 13th at 8 o'clock on ESPN, and they have a new home run derby format this year. They're doing brackets, which I love. But some of the more interesting changes was that they're getting rid of the outs, and they're just doing timed rounds, which I thought was interesting. Personally, I like the outs idea. Maybe you could have not done 10 outs in the first round or maybe just have 10 outs in the first round and then decrease the number of outs each round. But I think the new format is going to be great. I think it's going to help speed it up because I remember last year's or the last few years it's been like 4 hours, which is just way too long.
And you know what's funny? And stop sticking your goddamn tongue out. See, I told you this would be a disaster if we had him on.
JRB, contribute to.
I can't say anything anymore because John Rez is just being ridiculous.
Uh,
The home run derby. This is the first year in which I've had to actually DVR the home run derby, and I'm going to miss it this year. And I know in the past there have been a lot of issues in which the home run derby has gone so long that they've lost track of the DVR. That cat is creepy as hell. And
oh my God, Sean's gonna have to edit out so much.
This is such a disaster.
I mean, other than JR, it's been going on great.
Just keep talking. There's nothing wrong.
Get your cat out of there.
Dude, just talk. Ignore it.
All right. Oh my God. But with the home run derby this year, I can't even remember what I was going to say.
It's been too long.
Yeah, a lot of times in history, it's gone, or recently at least, with the advent of DVR, a lot of people, like myself, who have had to wake up early for work, they DVR the home run derby, and it ends up running too long. But we'll see if the timed rounds this year. I didn't realize they were getting rid of the outs. I thought they were keeping the outs, but I thought they were just timing it now. But that actually makes sense. And I do like the new timed rounds. I like the brackets. I like the fact that the players are going against each other.
I do too.
It's going to be really interesting.
And it should help the game too, in like the home run derby in general, and baseball in general, because what makes March Madness so successful is that people fill out brackets, and people like filling out brackets, and it makes it fun. And it makes it interactive as opposed to just watching it and seeing what happens.
Right.
So being able to fill out a bracket, I think, is going to make the home run derby a lot more popular, and a lot more people are going to watch this year. I'm certainly going to fill out a home run derby bracket tomorrow.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't realize that you could fill out home run derby brackets.
Well, I think you should, especially now that they're doing it with the bracket.
Yeah. If there's the thing on MLB.com where you can win money or something, I'm definitely down for doing that.
Yeah. Brian, do you have any thoughts on the home run derby?
It's a great change. Having the bracket is amazing. It'll make it more competitive. Time rounds makes it quicker, more interesting. I don't know. I just know that Xander should have been an all-star. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess one of the surprising things is that Yoenis Cespedes isn't doing the home run derby this year. Bryce Harper already said he's not going to do it because his dad's on the DL and isn't going to be able to throw him BP for the home run derby.
Right. Do you think that Cespedes isn't doing it because he didn't make the team this year, or what do you think his reason behind it is?
I think that's probably why. To me, honestly, I think before other years, they would just have random people do it that weren't necessarily all-stars, which I think was kind of dumb. Because I think if you are an all-star, you should only be able to do the home run derby if you're an all-star.
I agree.
I like that idea.
It's a showcase of the all-stars. It's not a showcase of guys who can just hit home runs.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
And I think, for the most part, other than Manny Machado, I think all the candidates are good. Although I do remember one year when they had in San Francisco the home run derby and the All-Star game. Alex Rios was in the home run derby, and everyone thought he was going to suck, but he ended up winning the home run derby. So we'll see.
And remember
How
Bobby
many
Abreu
Machado
that
does.
year.
What?
Bobby Abreu that one year too. Nobody thought he would win the home run derby either, and he
Oh,
ended
when it
up
was
hitting.
in
He
Pittsburgh?
almost ended up hitting like as many home runs as anybody's hit in the whole derby.
What was it in Pittsburgh or was it at Comerica?
That was Comerica. That was Comerica.
And then Ryan Howard beat David Ortiz.
Ethan.
In Pittsburgh. What?
Yeah, it's Ethan and Brian.
Yeah. And then David Ortiz won it when it was in Anaheim.
Yep.
Ken Griffey beat Mark McGuire in '99. That was like my first recollection or first memories of the home run derby.
And don't forget Josh Hamilton hitting all those home runs at Yankee Stadium too.
Right. Yeah.
After doing many lines of coke.
I mean, that's probably true, but yeah.
Or maybe it was before.
But at this point, of course, we're at the midway point of the season. I think a few of the awards in Major League Baseball are kind of pretty easy to give out at this point, especially the National League MVP, I think, is easy to determine. Some are a little bit harder. The AL MVP, nobody's quite sure who's going to take that at this point. Nobody's really stood out, as opposed to the NL, where Bryce Harper is just doing his thing. I don't think Bryce Harper's going to lose the MVP at any point this season.
Yeah, I mean, we'll certainly see how it plays out. And in the American League, I mean, I guess if you had to choose one, maybe Brian Dozier, because he's helped Minnesota be successful.
And I think the three top choices are probably
Dozier, Altuve.
Donaldson, I would put before Altuve.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Donaldson's putting up incredible numbers. And I'm kind of biased, of course, but I think Mark Teixeira is a sleeper MVP candidate this year.
Well, I don't know, Teixeira, he has the home runs, but his average
Yeah, he's got the same problem as Brian Dozier. He's got the home runs and the RBIs, but he doesn't have the average.
Yeah.
Donaldson has the best all-around numbers, but I don't know if Toronto's going to play.
I would give it to Donaldson, the first half MVP.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty safe choice because nobody other than Teixeira, but like you said with the average, nobody from any of the first-place teams really stands out at this point in time. Nobody from the Royals really stands out as MVP. Same with the Angels or the Astros. I would say that, Donaldson's a pretty good choice. Although right now the Blue Jays are in fourth place. And, I mean, the division's so close. At least, Toronto's in it.
Right.
So, I mean, it's close between Brian Dozier and Josh Donaldson, I would say.
And for the AL Cy Young, I guess, Keuchel from Houston.
What's up?
Keuchel for Houston for a first-half AL Cy Young winner.
He's up there. Chris Sale also had
Felix.
a 10-strikeout game yesterday. And, of course, Felix. John Rice is right.
Right, yeah.
Felix is always.
Yeah, King Felix.
King Felix is just amazing. Keuchel's been really great. Obviously, the Astros have struggled lately. So who knows if he's going to keep it up for the year. I don't know who the first half or who the All-Star Game starter is going to be for the AL.
Right.
But I would think that I don't know. Chris Sale started yesterday, so I don't know if he's going to actually pitch in the All-Star Game.
Well, I mean, if you pitched yesterday,
yeah,
I mean, he would be pitching
on. By the way, Sean just texted us. By the way, he said that he totally forgot. He wants to know if we were recording right now.
Yeah, I'm telling him to jump on.
Yeah, I will. But back to AL Cy Young.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Chris Sale, um, he pitched Saturday, and so he would be pitching on 3 days rest, and he'd only be pitching an inning or two. So I mean, he totally could. Um, it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. We know for the National League, Max Scherzer is out because he pitched today.
Yep.
Um,
Which, by the way, I feel like the Nationals definitely did that on purpose.
yeah.
Most likely.
I mean, it's not really a conspiracy. Of course they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
They didn't want him pitching in the All-Star game so he could pitch games for the Nationals.
Right. Yeah.
And with Scherzer being out of the running, I'd say that right now the top candidate is Zach Greinke.
Yeah, I would go with Greinke. Kershaw also replaced Scherzer on the roster.
No,
Yeah.
he made the All-Star game. Ah, damn it.
Yeah. And
Who made the All-Star game? Wait, what?
Kershaw is filling.
Why are you upset about that, John Rice?
His numbers are not that good. He has a ton of strikeouts, but he's 7-7. Clay Buchholz is 7-7.
I just
But
love
the thing
that
about
you brought that
Kershaw
up.
is Clayton Kershaw is Clayton Kershaw. He's won 3 Cy Young awards.
You know,
Yeah, and Clay Buchholz is Clay Buchholz. They're both 7-7.
I mean, and I think both Kershaw and Buchholz have similar ERAs too. Like both are like.
Well, Buchholz is out for a while now, right?
Yeah, he got put on the 15-day DL.
Right.
They brought up Brian Johnson. Buchholz, he very well could be injured, but like actually injured. But
Yeah.
he also could have tapped out and just said,
I was
"Screw
watching
it, like,
that game
I don't
on
want to pitch
Friday.
anymore."
I was watching the game on Friday, and he did kind of come out rapidly, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, he threw a pitch, and it was like, he's out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's very fragile, mentally and physically.
AL Rookie of the Year right now, you have to say probably Carlos Correa of the Astros. There's somebody else that's doing really well. I can't remember who.
Springer? He's not a. He's not a
Springer's not a rookie anymore.
I don't know. Is Mookie Betts?
Does
he still qualify as a rookie?
I don't think he's a rookie.
I
I don't think he is. No.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that.
Hey, Miguel Sano is having a fucking. He just got called up. He's having a bomb year.
Who is?
Yeah, but he just got called up, and Correa's been doing this for over a month.
Yeah.
Well, Sano,
I mean,
like
you
2 or
know,
3.
right now.
Yeah, Brian.
Right now, it's Correa, and I mean, I would say right now Correa's running away with it in the AL, and in the NL, it's going to be really close between Chris Bryant and Jock Peterson. I would say, who both made the All-Star team.
Right now, I would go with Chris Bryant because Jock Peterson. I mean, he has a lot of home runs, but he's only hitting .230.
Right.
And I was actually kind of surprised that he made the All-Star team, and now he's starting.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he's only hitting .230, which is kind of weird. And with the American League Rookie of the Year, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. But I think Eddie Rodriguez.
Who's that?
He's the Red Sox rookie.
Eduardo.
Yeah, Eduardo Rodriguez. He's pitched really well. He's really helped the Red Sox rotation a lot. I think.
But Correa's been like hitting over 300.
I know.
Correa's been killing it.
I mean, Correa is definitely the first half Rookie of the Year. But I was just saying, like, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. I'm not saying Eduardo Rodriguez should win the AL Rookie of the Year. I just think he should definitely be up for consideration if he continues to pitch well.
Yes. Before we move on from baseball, I'm just going to say, I know you guys are probably going to disagree with me, and this is the second week I've done this in a row, but at this point in time, A-Rod should be comeback player of the year.
Who?
And,
Hey, Brian. Hey. Go shove those steroids up your butt.
But he missed
No
a
way.
whole season. He's 284. He's driven in. He's second on the team in home runs. He's got a bunch of RBIs. A-Rod's having a great season. Right now, he's comeback player of the year.
And as Sean graces us with his present.
What's up,
Oh,
guys?
hey, Sean's in the house.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm a little late. I kind of forgot about this whole thing.
I mean, we were just texting you like for 2 hours.
Called you.
Yeah, no, I was on the Orioles game got sold out, so me and my dad and my brother decided to go on the river, and I just didn't look at my phone all day long.
Oh, okay.
I just totally forgot about it.
And my
Sorry, man.
brother. I like how you said me, my dad, and my brother, and you're talking about Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shit. What was I talking about?
So we're like in the
A-Rod.
middle. We're like in the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
of a podcast right now.
What?
So we're like in the middle of a podcast right now.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
You
Yeah,
can take over hosting duties.
Well, catch me up real quick. What do we talk about? What do we
Well,
talk about
right
in the
now we've been
near
talking
future?
about the
You guys
first half.
do this. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
All right.
It's back. I have to tell him something. When Brian gets back, I got something for him.
Yo, what do you? John Rice, can you not be in bed? Are you just like in bed with your phone over your head?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
It looks kind of weird when you're in a chat group with four
I mean,
guys.
he's been showing us his cat. By the way, yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we need to edit out. Just
Oh, god damn it.
fucking nonsense.
It was not nonsense, Ethan. It was pure greatness.
But anyway, to catch you up on the podcast, the first two topics we've just been talking about, the home run derby and the first half of the baseball season. What are your thoughts on the changes to the home run derby this year, Sean?
I don't. What are the changes? I don't know. Like changes to the rules.
Yeah, so they changed it to it's going to be timed rounds, no more outs. You just try to hit as many home runs as you can in like 5 minutes.
Oh, timed rounds. Okay.
And it's bracketed, so the players are going against each other, which I love. I think it's great.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's really cool. I like the home run derby got pretty boring in the recent years.
Right. Yeah.
So
It's gotten so long too.
yeah, they had to spice it up some way. I'm glad they're doing like a tournament style thing now. And I mean, timing it that would make it even more fun because you're just guys just up there swinging it at everything, however many balls you can hit. I think that'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah, and also I didn't think of this earlier, but I just thought of it now. Now that it's timed rounds and they're doing away with outs, I think you'll see a lot less pitches taken now. Because,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're just gonna swing at everything.
Right, yeah, pretty much. They'll swing at anything that's remotely close to the plate because before, like, the guys wouldn't swing at pitches because they were worried about the outs and they didn't want.
If you foul the ball off, you'll get an out.
And
Much better format now.
Yeah. But to complete my thought with Alex Rodriguez, he is having a great season.
Well, he's on steroids. Of course he's having a great season.
Right, and
Exactly my point. That's the point I was going to make.
and so
What do you expect?
You can't ignore the stats. You can't ignore
A-Rod
the Yankees are in first place.
Just based off of stats, A-Rod may or may not deserve to be comeback player of the year, but I don't think he will, even if he deserves it just based off of the numbers. Because I think it's the same reason why he didn't make the All-Star team, because of all the damage in regards to steroids that A-Rod has brought on to Major League Baseball. Although, in the big picture, I don't think it's that.
It really isn't.
I don't think he brought on any. I don't think
Much, unlike what Ray Rice and Greg Hardy brought on to the NFL.
Well, I don't think he brought on anything. I just think he amplified it a little bit. since he's one of the greatest players ever, quote unquote.
Right. But
But it was already there and present before we found out he was doing it, or even before he was doing it with the Mariners or whatever, or the Rangers. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, I know a lot of the players don't particularly like A-Rod, but
Nobody likes A-Rod.
I mean, yeah, that's just kind of the facts. But at this point in time, I mean, very few guys come back from missing a whole season to
Brian.
Yeah, I wonder how he's doing that.
well,
Right.
also Yankee Stadium is a bandbox too.
But that doesn't. I mean, he crushed home runs at Fenway, which is also a bandbox,
Right.
but he still crushed home runs at Fenway this weekend.
Brian, let me interject and interrupt your bullshit right now.
Okay, thank you.
So part of A-Rod's testimony was that he knows how to defeat the testing and how to test negative during the cycles. You can't tell me that he's not still on steroids after knowing all that information.
He's not still on steroids.
No, get out of here!
That's
No.
laughable.
At his age, misses a season and then comes back and crushes home runs and has a season that he's having. You can't do it.
Yeah.
He's on his redemption tour. What can I say?
Yeah, okay, so Brian, last year when he wasn't playing, he was totally juicing up, getting ready
You
for this.
don't know that.
I mean, you just connect the dots.
You're just
I think-
assuming. There's no way. There's no way he'd be dumb enough to do it again.
I don't know. He was dumb enough to do it twice.
Why would he not do it again? Like, what does he have to lose?
Like, yeah.
If he
Exactly.
failed,
Why wouldn't he do it again?
drug test him.
He's already
Drug test him. If you
in the
think he's-
shitter.
If you think he's taking steroids, they should drug test him.
I bet they have.
But Brian, that was
And
my
he's
point. Is he knows how to. He knows how to
You're
go
full
around.
of shit, John Mikes. You are so full of shit.
He knows how to. All right, guys. Dinner's ready. I'm gonna be late for dinner, so let's just roll through this. The soap opera that is DeAndre Jordan and Mark Cuban.
Yes.
Well, it's 100% DeAndre Jordan. It's nothing to do with Mark Cuban, nothing to do with the
Definitely.
Clippers. It's DeAndre Jordan just flip-flopping his mind every 2 seconds. Like, I don't know what he's thinking.
And DeAndre Jordan did apologize to Mark Cuban on Twitter.
On Twitter,
I'm totally on Mark Cuban's side for not accepting it. Because, one, he apologized through Twitter. If you're going to apologize to my face like a man.
Yeah, I thought that was like the extra apology so like all the fans would do. I thought he like called Mark Cuban already or like texted him or emailed him or whatever, like apologized person to person, but apparently that was his apology, his Twitter apology.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so lame, by the way.
I mean, he totally does not. He's totally in the wrong. And also, like, why would DeAndre Jordan want to go back to the Clippers if he felt like everyone hated him on the team? Like,
Yeah,
to me,
exactly.
that's even more reason to leave. Like,
yeah, I feel like the Mavericks dodged a bullet there with not signing DeAndre Jordan because they thought he was like an all-star, great player, great center, solid big man. Turns out he's a complete nutcase and doesn't know how to talk to people. And now they have enough cap space to sign Deron Williams if he gets released from the Nets.
right? Yeah.
You know what
I
the
mean,
best
in the
thing
long run,
is
I think the Mavericks might have dodged a bullet here.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Cuban and the Mavericks dodged a bullet. Yeah,
John
because
Rice sending me a text.
well, I was just saying Jordan's a nutcase, so Mark Cuban just dodged a huge bullet. Now they can afford Deron Williams. I don't know the latest on that. You guys, I heard he was trying to get released from the Nets, and the Nets waived card Deron Williams. That was 20 hours ago. and he wanted to go to Dallas, so maybe they're working something out right now as we speak.
That's the plan. That's what Deron Williams wants to do. Is he wants to go back to his hometown team.
Right. Yeah.
And
and
you know what?
Yeah, it says he's almost certainly headed home to Dallas. The article that I'm reading on NBA.com.
You know what
did
the
you,
best
did
part
any
about
of
this
you
was for
read,
me?
or did anyone of you read or look at the Players Tribune article by Paul Pierce? It was hilarious. It was so funny.
No.
It was just pictures of what happened in that meeting with Deandre Jordan at his house.
Really?
Chris Paul, Paul Pierce, and Doc Rivers and Blake Griffin all descended upon his house, barricaded inside his home to try to make him feel loved and get him to stay with the Clippers. Which, by the way, I think it makes Doc Rivers look bad, too.
I think it makes it look like the Clippers took him hostage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this whole thing is just, like, ridiculous. And I just don't get it. And
you know what I thought the best part was when Chandler Parsons came out and said that DeAndre Jordan wasn't ready to be a franchise player, which is funny enough on its own because Chandler Parsons is not a franchise player himself. And, which I thought was really funny. What does Chandler Parsons know about being a franchise player? But I thought that was great. And I thought that Mark Cuban not accepting DeAndre Jordan's apology on Twitter was also great. Because Mark Cuban's right. Like, you gotta apologize like a man. You know,
how do you accept that apology?
And say something.
Right. And also he just totally ignored Mark Cuban's calls. At the very least, just pick up, answer, and tell him what's up. Like, don't ignore him. Like, DeAndre Jordan looks the worst out of this. Like,
yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
He looks like a total bitch. Really.
Yeah, he looks like a nutcase. Like, I'm telling you, Mark Cuban dodged the ball. Clippers aren't going to win anything, even with Paul Pierce.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Wimbledon, real quick. I guess Serena Williams won her 21st career Grand Slam, which, I mean,
21st?
What?
21st? Grand Slam?
21st.
Jeez.
Yeah, she has won 21 career Grand Slams. So she is with no hands barred, or without a doubt the greatest female tennis player in the history.
Yeah, of all time.
I
mean, there's that one chick. There's that one woman from back in the day, Billie Jean King or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that her name? Billie Jean King. She was apparently like unstoppable or something. I don't know. I don't really follow women's tennis. I don't really follow men's tennis.
Yeah.
Who? Then
I think Djokovic won today.
Yeah.
Djokovic won today, and
didn't Federer beat Djokovic
yesterday?
Yeah, was that Jabari?
Neither of them particularly a big surprise, other than the fact that Federer actually made it to the final, which was really nice to see, considering how Andy Murray and Rafael Nadal have both kind of come up. To see Federer still make the final was nice, even though Djokovic won. Serena Williams, not much you can say about that. She's just absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She beat Venus Williams, right? In the final?
Yeah. That must be so awkward for their family when they have to play each other.
I mean, it's pretty normal now because they've done it like probably half a dozen times, 10 times maybe. So it's probably just like, yeah, whatever, like another year, another Wimbledon, another Grand Slam.
Yeah. Another year of Serena and Venus playing each other.
Yeah. So the Greg Hardy suspension. Yesterday it was reduced from 10 games to 4.
Before we start talking about Greg Hardy, can we please not bring up Deflategate in any way, shape, or form to this?
Well, he's gonna have to.
I'm only going to bring up the Tom Brady suspension. That's the only thing I'm talking about.
All right. Well, the Greg Hardy incident is from the domestic violence case from last year, right? That was going on last season.
Yes.
And he just finally got charged with it, and then he got a 10-game suspension, and he just got it reduced down to 4, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how suspensions work in the NFL, and I don't even think Roger Goodell understands how suspensions work in the NFL.
No, he doesn't.
10 games to 4?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Like, there was just like a huge debacle about domestic violence and a huge thing all of last season about it.
Right.
And he just gave him a 4-game suspension.
And Roger
it was bad too. Like, this was like way worse than Ray Rice. It just wasn't on video. I think I remember hearing the police calls, and it was just terrible.
And Roger's
absolutely awful.
Defense, and I can't believe I'm even coming to his defense. He wasn't the one that reduced the suspension. It was an independent arbitrator. I think his name is like Marshall Henderson or something. I don't.
Who are these independent people? I don't understand. Why doesn't the NFL do its own investigations, do its own stuff? It's got billions of dollars.
Yeah, right.
Well,
let's just pay somebody else to do it so we can pay them to say whatever we want. I guess that's the way of thinking.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get into independent investigations. Because you all know how I feel.
We know. It's been well documented.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I thought if Greg Hardy's suspension was going to get reduced, I thought the most games that it should be cut down by is 4. So I think he should have gotten a 6-game suspension from this if his suspension was going to be reduced at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like 2 games, like if
at the most.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that way, if on this half the season,
6 games? Are you
and you set an
me?
example for him.
Yeah.
To miss half the season, half his paychecks. Like that's.
Right.
He's not just missing a quarter of the season. He's just missing a chunk of change. Nobody really cares about that.
Greg Hardy, he didn't play at all last season, but he was still getting paid for it because he was on the commissioner's list. So that's not really a suspension. And
nobody in Carolina was exactly shedding any tears when Greg Hardy was released. I think a lot of people were kind of like, let's good riddance.
Right.
In fact, not a lot of people. Most of the people were like, get lost.
Yeah. You had time by the Cowboys, right?
Yeah. So, of course,
Texas.
The Dallas Cowboys, they get a huge break because now they only are without Hardy for 4 games as opposed to 10 or 8 or 6. But the fact that Greg Hardy's suspension got cut down to 4 games means that if the NFL has any shred of credibility, they will just wipe out Tom Brady's suspension completely.
He was suspended for not cooperating with the NFL, right? That's the only thing they got him for?
Yeah, pretty much. And even then, the fact that they said he didn't cooperate is pretty shady in itself. So, I mean, he suspended him for maybe knowing about something, which is ridiculous. And plus, the NFL already penalized the Patriots organization, even though they said that in the Wells report, Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I don't see how you can suspend Tom Brady for 4 games for not giving up his phone, and then suspend Greg Hardy for 4 games for beating absolute crap out of his girlfriend.
So
I guess that's NFL for in 2015. I don't know.
Yeah. So to answer,
you gotta think the Tom Brady suspension is gonna be reduced down to at the most 2 games, at the very most.
If his suspension is reduced to only 2 games, I'm holding out of Scrub Nation.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah, John Rice, can we agree that we're just not going to let Ethan in this year? Just no matter what happens, let's just not let him in.
I've been waiting for this topic.
John Rice, you're the
This
commissioner.
is the wild card. Let's make this the wild card.
Yes.
As the greatest commissioner in fantasy sports history, there will be severe punishment.
Oh,
Right,
now
Roger Goodell. Jeez.
Roger Goodell all of a sudden.
I am much better than Roger Goodell ever wishes he could be.
I bet you are.
You're much more experienced.
Ethan, you're looking at 4 picks gone, wiped away if you don't just.
That's. I mean, who
It's
am I
tempting.
going to
Come
fill
on,
my
man. You got to
roster
do
with?
it.
I think you should make him commit. You should make him commit by the end of this week.
Your first 4 picks would be randomized to the rest of the league.
We'll be given to me.
No.
And I'm keeping Gronk.
Yeah,
You
you're
should
not
get-
getting Gronk first overall.
Wait. So okay.
You should make him commit by the end of the week, and if he doesn't, take away his first 4 picks.
You know. Okay. So yeah, that's actually legit fair. As of right now, because I really think that reducing Greg Hardy's suspension down to 4 games means that Tom Brady suspension is going to be wiped out.
You know what? Fuck that. Make him commit right now.
Because I don't.
He's
I don't
just
think the
gonna
NFL
wait and
is
put it off.
that,
Fuck that. Make him commit right now, or you're taking 4 picks. Do it, John Ray.
Ethan. Okay, here we go. Ethan, here's the ruling. Eddie, does anybody have a gavel?
No.
I got this bottle opener. It'll
Okay.
work.
I got a flashlight. Here we go.
All right.
Can you hear it?
Damn right I can hear it.
Okay, Ethan.
Yes.
Is this correct? The Tom Brady ruling will be made by Tuesday?
Yeah, it should be ruled by the end of the week.
Okay. So, Ethan, you have until
Friday.
tomorrow night. No. You have until midnight tonight to make your final decision. If you decide to hold out, the first 4 weeks of this season will be whatever lineup I want.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Wow. But can you add and drop players, though, John Rice? Can you do that? Or no? Or you can just set whatever lineup you pick.
He said whatever lineup he wanted.
Whatever lineup I want.
So you can add and drop players?
Um,
If you do that, that's gonna be real interesting.
I'm not gonna do that. No.
Yeah.
Okay. So midnight tonight, you have to text all of us your answer, Ethan.
Yes.
All right.
In a
That
group
includes
text.
Dylan and Fresh, too. You
Okay.
gotta let them all know.
For the record, I'm leaning towards coming back because I've decided.
For the
Yeah.
record, you only have till midnight to.
No, I've decided that if I'm going to protest against the NFL at all, I'm just going to watch Patriots games. I'm not going to watch any other NFL game except for maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because I don't hear the Patriots or the NFL so much. Just like your
Yeah,
fantasy.
exactly. Thank you.
I still, the NFL makes me angry. I still hate the NFL, but
But you're gonna watch every single game.
I'm only going to watch the Patriots.
Ethan, you make me angry, so it's okay.
All right.
All right, we might as well move into the walk-off at this point. As you've heard it here first, folks, Ethan has until midnight tonight to determine whether he is doing Scrub Nation or not. This is the most
And
important
Ethan. Okay, I got another.
in history.
What? What, JR?
I got another ruling for you, Ethan. You have to make a video and post it. You got to send it to all of us on your phone.
All
On
right.
one side.
On your decision.
I'll make a video on Google Plus and send it to you.
All proceeds are going to your charity of choice.
The Jimmy Fund?
What are you, Mark Cuban? Oh my God!
No.
What? Who's gonna donate money? I'm not donating any money.
He made a decision reference to
Yeah, it's a LeBron reference.
LeBron.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
You were donating to? Oh, okay.
it's going to be a live hangout on air. I'm inviting all you guys.
Well,
At,
just make a video and post it. I gotta go to sleep in like an
Yeah,
hour.
same. I'm gonna be asleep
Alright.
in like an
Okay,
hour.
okay.
so,
Guys, so we can do it live. Let's do no later than 10 o'clock.
I'm gonna be asleep.
Yeah, we're gonna be sleeping by then.
Okay, that's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
I'm
Eight,
still
yeah,
gonna be
we're-
asleep by then. It's gotta be like the next 30
Let's
minutes
make
or
let's make it 8 o'clock.
I know. I'll make it after I eat dinner.
Okay, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
All right.
I'll.
30 at the absolute latest.
All right. All right. It's gonna title the decision. Fantasy
Yes.
football.
Hashtag
Yes.
the decision.
All right. By the way, is anyone like connected to Fresh on Google Plus?
No.
I think I
Do
am.
you even have a Google Plus? Has
Yeah, he
anyone
does.
talked to Fresh?
I think I'm connected to him.
All right.
Well, let's add him. He's important for the decision.
Yeah.
I think
Adam?
yeah, I'm friends with Alec Big Zach.
All right. I think I think I am too.
I
But
probably
anyway,
am too.
the walk off now.
Any takers? Who wants to go first?
For what?
The walk off.
What is
Talk
the
about
walk-off?
anything in sports that you want. Except I guess Deflategate because they've banned that ever since it started. Brian and Sean. That's the only topic apparently you can't talk about.
Well, because
Yeah.
you talk about it every single time. Every single episode you mention the Patriots. We're literally 23 episodes in, and every single time you mention the Patriots.
I feel
One
bad.
time-
I guess I'll go first.
The one time you almost did mention the Patriots, you said it at the very, very end. That was only one time.
Pre Brady at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll go
Here, we're
first,
gonna
I guess.
preview.
I'll rant this week about some of what I saw in the media from two certain reporters who work for a certain sports media conglomerate
Four-letter
who
network.
kind of runs the scene. Yeah, four-letter network. The first letter is E, the last letter is N.
I wonder
Let's
who
talk
that could
about.
be.
I'll call them out by name here. Chris Broussard and Adam Schefter both resorted to shady means of journalism this week that, in my opinion, in both cases was unacceptable. We'll start with Chris Broussard. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. Deandre Jordan re-signing with the Clippers after saying he would play for the Mavericks. Chris Broussard said that the owner of the Mavericks, Mark Cuban, was driving around Houston distraught looking for DeAndre Jordan's address. Well, first off, I knew something was up then because wouldn't Mark Cuban, who got a verbal commitment from DeAndre Jordan and owns an NBA basketball team, have access to that address pretty easily? And so that was where I first drew the line with Chris Broussard. And then, of course, Mark Cuban, who's just been pissed all week, with good reason, calls out Chris Broussard on Twitter and says that if he can prove that Mark Cuban was driving around Houston all distraught, he'll donate to the charity of his choice, and which I thought was an interesting take. And, of course, Chris Broussard hasn't said anything yet because Chris Broussard is full of shit and got wrong information and reported it. And
I think he
secondly,
did
Adam
apologize.
Schefter, what are you gonna say?
I think he did apologize. I'm not sure to what extent or like how he apologized, but I think he did apologize for.
Well, if it was like a DeAndre Jordan apology, then I mean that's not.
I think it was
particularly
just like a DeAndre Jordan apology.
strong.
It was like a Twitter apology. It wasn't really an apology. It was just like.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sorry that you're mad. I think that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, secondly, ESPN, of course, Adam Schefter, controversially. Now, I'm not quite sure who this is on. Schefter for publishing the picture of Jason Pierre-Paul's surgery report. The doctors for letting it out, or I don't know whose fault it is. But I feel like Adam Schefter probably shouldn't have published that picture because now he won't have a lot of trust with current NFL players in the media because they'll publish what's supposed to be personal information and private information just out into the world on Twitter. So I'm sure Adam Schefter lost a lot of support in that regard. But I just want to say to them that the muckraking style of journalism isn't going to get them anywhere. And making up facts, which is what I think Chris Broussard did, and Adam Schefter publishing private information like that, I don't think it should be tolerated. And I think ESPN should. I know they won't because they're ESPN. They can do whatever I want. But I think they should consider disciplining them in some way, shape, or form for being too reckless like this and muckraking. That's all I really have to say.
Well, it's not muckraking. It's just making up stories.
It kind of is muckraking. Yeah. It is.
No, muckraking is like getting down and dirty and getting the dirty, true information about things. Chris Broussard just made some stuff up.
Actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think with we all know Broussard is full of crap. And his initial tweet actually said that Mark Cuban was driving around in Dallas.
Right.
And he said, correction, he's in Houston. So just the fact that he initially got the city wrong.
Right.
I mean, discredits anything that he has to say after that.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I think Chris Broussard should be fired because he's a terrible journalist. He's never been right on anything.
If ESPN is willing to get rid of Keith Olbermann, they should at least be willing to get rid of Chris Broussard.
Right.
I mean, come on.
With Olbermann, they didn't renew his contract because he costed.
And they should have renewed his contract, but that's another.
But I mean, he costs too much money, and I guess apparently ESPN is kind of buckling their bootstraps in terms of money.
Yeah.
And with Adam Schefter, HIPAA was definitely violated, but I don't think it's totally Adam Schefter's fault. I mean, he probably should have not have published the records, but I think
he definitely should have published that picture, the picture of his personal records. That's kind of messed up. Yeah. You should know that as a journalist.
But I think with journalists, there's a special. Journalists are covered differently in regards to HIPAA, which, I mean, we can debate whether that's right or not, that they are protected under the First Amendment in terms of with HIPAA, but I don't think Adam Schefter really did
wrong.
I think all the fault lies with the doctors and the hospital.
Well, yeah, it's their fault. Yeah. It's definitely their fault that they let it out and gave it to Adam Schefter, but Adam Schefter is definitely at fault for publishing it to the entire world.
I mean, he's just
somebody's personal hospital record.
I mean, he's just doing his job. I mean, he's given information, and
he's giving information. He could just say that JPP blew off a couple of his fingers, how to get him amputated. We would have believed him. We don't need to see his hospital records.
Well, this goes back to when the NFL tried to discredit him when he was reporting that Brady had like a 2-hour time limit during his appeal, and it ended up going for 10 hours, and then the NFL said, oh, there was no time limit. And then Adam Schefter tweeted out a picture of the memo sent by the NFL that said Brady would follow the 2-hour time limit.
But he was being challenged on that.
Kind of related to that because he doesn't want to be accused of being uncredible.
It's somebody's personal hospital record. You can't blast that out to the world.
I mean, Chris Broussard is definitely at fault. I mean, he should be fired. All right.
He's in the other walk-off, or was that it?
No, I do have a walk-off, but I kind of forgot, so someone else can go. There I go.
Yeah, John, last year walk off.
No.
Yeah, I don't really have one either.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I speak for all of us, eh?
What?
I got something real quick.
yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Did you guys see the video of Billy Hamilton stealing third?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Throw back to the pitcher. Dude is insane.
Yeah, I did see that.
What happened? He stole third when the
On
catch
the
was
throw
coming
back to the pitcher.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
funny.
it was pretty legit.
Sean, since you weren't here, do you mind if I choose the song that we go out with?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have a walk-off. I just remembered
Okay. Okay, cool.
it. Wait. JR, you joined it twice.
I want to take a hit.
Okay, that's weird.
What are you doing?
There's two of me. Oh no!
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Oh,
damn.
damn.
All right. What's your walk off, Ethan?
Actually, never mind.
Okay.
We've already kind of talked about it.
Okay. So here we go. Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Okay, so Ethan, here's the rules.
Yeah.
You have until 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to make the final call. The rest of the league will rule judge and jury on your decision, and if there should or should not be a penalty.
Okay.
Do you mean I have to write a dissent and whatnot?
Yeah, that would be awesome, actually.
Like the Supreme Court decision? Because I'm not doing that.
No, just
No, you don't have to do that.
Okay, good.
I'll write up a memo though.
Message everybody.
Hey guys, so you know how on the league, they have like all these video calls and stuff.
Yes,
And
we should do it.
videos to each other. We totally should do that this year.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
And my decision will be the first video.
Yes, good idea.
All right.
I think
All
we
right,
might.
cool.
I think we might be able to do it on the Yahoo page.
Oh,
Let's
really?
just do it on here, though. Let's just do the first one on here.
Okay.
Well, we can JR, go look into that while I'm at dinner, and then about the Yahoo page, and then let me know, and then we can figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
All
I might
right.
have to renew the
That
league
works.
first. I'm not sure.
Okay. So Brian, close it out.
All right, yo. Closing us out this week is I Ain't Going Out Like That by Cypress Hill. Because we ain't going out like that. Damn right. Everybody have a good week. We'll see you all next time. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. Just search The Sports Pulse. Follow us on Twitter at @thesports_pulse. Everybody have a good week. Peace out.
Free Brady.
Already on.
In prison.